diggers should declare allegiance to the defence of Australia rather than the service of the Queen, according to the Australian Republican Movement, who also advocates the oath and affirmation taken by elected members of Parliament be overhauled to remove references to the Queen in favour of a declaration of loyalty to the Australian people. Professor David Flint is the national convener of Australians for Constitutional Monarchy, and he joins me this evening. Good evening, Professor Flint.
Good evening, Jane.
Professor Flint, any surprises when you saw this? This is the submission to a parliamentary inquiry into nationhood, national identity and democracy, and Peter Fitzsimons asks why MPs are not required to mention Australia, its people, or their interests in their oaths upon taking office.
Not in the slightest. The Australian Republican Movement will do anything to avoid going back to the people of Australia. The people overwhelmingly, in a landslide in 1999, in every state and 72% of electorates, overwhelmingly rejected their highly flawed model for a republic and chose to remain with the constitution which we presently have. If you want to change the constitution, you've got to demonstrate to the Australian people that you're doing something which will significantly improve the governance of Australia. They demonstrably failed in 1999. Apart from the pleasure that constitutional monarchists have in seeing people like Malcolm Turnbull swear an oath of allegiance to the Queen yet stay in Parliament, the point is that by swearing allegiance to the Queen, they're swearing allegiance to an institution above politics who represents all of the people of Australia and not just one political party. That's the whole point of having allegiance to the Queen.
They keep chipping away, don't they? They keep trying.
Oh, they keep trying. They will keep on trying. That's why, for example, instead of saying, let's have a second referendum because they expect that they would lose, and lose even in a bigger landslide in 1999, that's why they believe that it should be done by a series of bodgy plebiscites before they get to the actual question which they would put to the people. They're like the bureaucrats in Brussels who, when the people rejected a referendum in some part of Europe, said that the people have to keep on voting until they get it right. That's what Mr. Fitzsimons is saying. Keep on voting till you get it right. In other words, until you agree with me and my shonky proposal for some sort of odd republic. He also wants to change the flag, you know. Yeah. He was a big name in a new flag for Australia. Just like that, though, he never showed us the flag he wanted to replace our wonderful flag. Like they never show what sort of republic they want. That's kept secretly in a drawer. We don't know what sort of republic they want. Do they want a people's republic like the one in Beijing, which the people of Hong Kong overwhelmingly rejected in a landslide vote for almost 90 seats in the recent Hong Kong election? Is that the sort of republic he has in mind?
Should diggers declare allegiance to the defence of Australia? And he says rather than service to the Queen. What about both?
Well, when I was sworn in as a soldier in national service, we swore allegiance to the Queen, but she's the Queen of Australia. And everybody understood that to be for the service of Australia. And all of our soldiers, right from the Boer War, the first war in which we as a federated country were involved in, the First World War, the Second World War, Vietnam and so on, have sworn allegiance to the sovereign, not the sovereign as a person, but the sovereign in office representing all of the people of Australia, and that is representing the defence of Australia. The Commander-in-Chief under the Constitution is vested in our head of state, the Governor-General, because they wanted to have that above politics, not just vested in a particular politician. And that's important.
It is important. Professor Flint, before you go, did you see that you would have seen the photographs of Prince William, the Queen, Prince Charles and Prince George preparing Christmas puddings?
Yes, I thought it was absolutely charming. This is one of the wonderful things about the monarchy, because it does revolve around a royal family which are exceptional, and they've rendered exceptional service. And, you know, they don't cost a penny. They're not paid for by the Australian taxpayers. They're not paid for by the British taxpayers. Uniquely, they're self-funded. And this is an extraordinary thing about
I like
a
the
royal
Queen
family that's
enormously.
dedicated to service.
I like the Queen enormously. I think she's incredible. There are a couple of others who I could probably do without, but
well, in any family, there's always somebody like that, isn't there?
Yeah, there is always someone like that, but we won't go on about that. Now, are you going to watch Mary Berry tomorrow night on the ABC and her Very Berry Christmas with the Cambridges?
No, I wasn't, but thank you for telling me. I'll go and have a look.
Great to talk to you tonight.
I wasn't aware of it, but I will now check that I'm not missing something.
Oh, you would be missing something if you didn't see Professor David Flint. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Thank you, Jane.
There he is, Professor David Flint, from the he's the national convener for the Australians for Constitutional Monarchy, 131873, and just got rejection letter.
Dog.